All right, back here we've got a Hampshire barrow and a crossbred barrow in this particular group right here. We'll start with the Hampshire barrow that Clay has on the stick. This is ear notch 2-2. His pedigree would read Chatter, breed 'em all, man amongst boys. And we've got another pair that we talked about earlier in this set. I don't know how the order's going together, but another pair. But this is actually still an intact male right here, and we certainly don't play the boar game by any means, but this is one that obviously, if we left him intact in the crate, he probably had a special look, and still, I think this one's awfully special. He was popular at my house before I actually brought these hogs up here, and Nathan said he's been very well received yet to this point. Incredible sow behind this one as well, and we could go on and on about her accolades there as well. She was the champion gilt there that we showed in Georgia in 2019 that Cale got along with extremely well, and then her mother, had her and a gilt that got along for the Pearson family very well there at Louisville the summer before that. Also, the 5th overall barrow he came out of that litter or out of that particular sow there as well. So I think from a genetic standpoint, I think this one has all the pieces. And then when you would look at him phenotypically, once again, I think this one just offers an awful lot. This one's opened up, square, but still immature. I think he proportions exceptionally well for a barrow just in terms of his length of body, but still long-fronted up front. And then where this one's really unique for a Hampshire, I think, is the way that he utilizes his hind leg, Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I think this is probably as good of a purebred barrow that you've brought here at this sale. This is a 5th year, believe it or not, that we've had Friday Night Fever, and this one is definitely up on my favorites that you brought here because he's so exotic in his look. He doesn't read as a traditional Hampshire to me, but yet still does what good Hampshires do, and having muscle, having bone and feature, and still having a really immature kind of a head about him. I think that barrow long term could be very, very good for somebody. I think that's one, if you're looking to play hard in the purebreds this summer, that barrow needs to be on your list. Hard to make Hampshire barrows that have that kind of silhouette and yet at the same time still have enough stuff coming and going off of either end.
And like we've said many times today, or you hear this word a lot, is the large feeding window. I think that one honestly feeds right into Expo as a lightweight. I think he feeds right into probably Louisville time frame, as a medium heavy, I guess you would say. And honestly, with Indiana, and something that we've not mentioned here throughout the day, certainly these are CIB eligible on the barrels and gilts this year as well.
All pigs in this barn.
Yep. But I think this hog here as well certainly gets through Indy there as well. Since we're especially a week earlier, I think this one, or whatever your state fair is, I think this one has that lightweight June feeding window, a medium heavy there throughout July, and then a big mature heavy come August. Crossbred barrow here. This is 3-5. Once again, kind of a unique pedigree here. We put together, and when the NSR decided to do some of this purebred influence stuff, we kind of made 3 or 4 litters of those this particular year right here. This would be a Say Your Prayers, and then the mother would be a Struck a Nerve Dominator. So Grandma would be one of the pair of gilts that were champion and reserve there that we had at Perry 2 years ago in 2020. We had champion and reserve Yorkshires. Bred one of them to Struck a Nerve, which would be the reserve gilt from Georgia that year. So his grandmother would have been the reserve. Actually, you fed her for a little short time there. But anyway, I think this barrow, just from a purebred influence standpoint, I think one that's very, very powerful, very, very unique from that standpoint, and still proportions exceptionally well. Got a great appetite. Got that Yorkshire appetite. They got kind of the Yorkshire density of hair coat there, but at the same time, still one that can be competitive in the crossbred world.
Yeah, and don't let the purebred influence part of that deal scare you. I know some people maybe get a little scared. What kind of shape are they going to have? What kind of feature are they going to come with? And this one's done it for you. I mean, you talk about bone, feature, foot size, and still having the right kind of smooth muscle pattern laid into him. This one's going to feed very, very well. I think this barrow is pretty unique in the way that he's assembled. And I know that Say Your Prayers board down there at the collection would be a Believe in Me son, which Believe in Me's had an incredible run, and I think that Say Your Prayers board is going to be heard from. A nice look there that he gives you, but really one that's very three-dimensional off of either end. And
he would also be one that going back on that board just a little bit. That's the Farnham board that goes back to Rockstar, the old Hilty South. So I'm very, very high on this litter.